This slide deck is going to help you when you have a substitute or if you need to share a student's screen. And so sometimes you're going to be out for maybe a day or two, or maybe even longer. And so I know sometimes you want to share your screen so the students can kind of see what's being modeled. So right here is how the students can do it on their Chromebook. So what I would do is I would pick a student leader for the sub, and I would leave that student's name and kind of talk with the student beforehand about the expectations of what they're going to be kind of helping the sub do. And so you can print this out and you might want to laminate it so that way it's always kind of in your sub plans, but the students are going to hit control and then this mirror monitor button thing. So it's right here in this button, and then their screen will mirror on the projector, and they plug it into the same adapters as you as a teacher. So that's one thing that you could do. Again, have that student leader, and then the student leader is able to go to like Google Classroom, Seesaw, show any activities to the rest of the class that they might need to do, or if they need to do some type of other activity, or show maybe like a must do can do list. Okay. Once students get started, again, they'll be able to see, and then the student can unplug and work on their independent work whenever they're ready. Right here on slide 2 are subplans. Feel free to share additional resources with me, and I can just kind of start to create a collaborative Google slide right here where we have other resources or examples. But right here is just Google Slides. So using Google Slides as a way to place your subnotes. So you can go in and you're able to type directly what the directions are, and then you could print these out for your sub. This next one is just another Google slide template, and you can kind of see contact information, class 1, class 2, class 3. And again, you can update this for however you might need to, and just file, make a copy. Another idea is leaving a roadmap. However, if you leave a roadmap, I highly, highly, highly suggest you train your students on it. You can't just leave it for a sub and expect them to know what to do. And I'm happy to come in, create one with you, or co-teach one. But one idea is you're able to link videos on here. So you can kind of see this one with Genius Hour. You can kind of see this one with Google Sites. And what it is students can join an Edpuzzle class, or they're already in your classroom. And once they do that, they can watch these videos that are embedded into the Edpuzzle. So the first video is usually an overview, and you would create this prior to being out. And sometimes what I did is I would create batch subplans. So if that was the case, I would just one day create a roadmap that had videos in here, and then I might have sub check and then write what I expect the sub to check on with them. But it would just be, again, video directions of me explaining activities. And then again, they would do some maybe task. They're out these different roadmaps. So this file has a ton of different examples, and you can just find the one that you like, go to file, make a copy, and you can just do that selected slide, and you can take out anything that you might want to. Feel free to also use like my Screencastify one, and then you can change, maybe right here, record your own video. What do you want in their video? So that way it's talking about the content, but they're learning how to use this new tool that you might be able to use later down the road. So again, you can kind of see here's one on WeVideo, and it's talking about a favorite place. So there's all these different kinds of roadmaps, but again, you're able to embed these video files in for students, so that way they can watch, and you know that they're not really missing a whole lot of instruction when there's a sub, and you're able to kind of check in with students and say, okay, where did you finish yesterday? And they can use this little tracker over here to show where they finished and what next steps they need to do. Again, I would not just leave this for a sub. I would train my students on it first. And if you need assistance on creating one or coming in and co-teaching, I would be more than happy to. They don't take too long to make. And right here, you can see like this activity. This was a week long of 30 minutes of the students working on this. So it can last a long time depending on how long you have your class period. The last idea is using a Google site. This might not be ideal for right now, but maybe later down the road it could be. You'll just hit use template, and then you can see there's a home page for the sub, and you're able to go in, and maybe you can have this sub plan for your team. And so whenever someone's out, you all have access to it. They can put right here their schedule, the attendance, And again, this would be great if a sub had a Chromebook or computer or some type of um, thing, and then they fill out a Google form with sub notes. So again, you could leave this if the sub had a computer, but this one might have to hold off for a little bit until later when more individuals have some type of a device. But they could also maybe look on their phone, but again, it could be a little difficult. So I would go with the Google Slides route. I just want you to know that that could be an option, or you could leave plans on a Google site with your team, and then that way you guys can update this, and your team could even be able, when you're creating different things, it's faster to kind of copy and paste different things, or you could print each page that you might need for your sub if you like the look of this. So again, you could print it as well. Let me know again if you have any other ideas and we can add to this sub plan. Just feel free to shoot me an email with the resource, and then we can add it on here. So again, have that student leader and have them project their screen, and then leave sub plans or leave a roadmap. Again, your students should be trained before you just leave a roadmap.